Upper body pulling exercises are overrated with regards to the health of the posterior shoulder. It's common for coaches or PTs to stress the importance of upper body pulling exercises with the premise being to correct posture, to avoid things such as kyphosis, which is just excessive rounding of the mid-back, and to just keep the shoulders healthy and balanced. But posture is influenced by so many other sensory inputs. Doing extra sets of rows and pull-ups will have less than a negligible effect on your posture. We aren't necessarily and don't have to be symmetrical. Now, there are valid reasons to having some degree of symmetry in muscle mass and in strength in terms of left side of the body to the right side of the body, but not anterior and posterior symmetry. The muscles involved in shoulder flexion don't play the same role as the muscles involved in shoulder extension. They don't need to be equal in size and they don't need to be equal in strength either. Having, for example, stronger pecs, muscles that contribute to shoulder flexion, than lats, muscles that contribute to shoulder extension, will not predispose you to forming rounded shoulders. Don't conflate the strength of a muscle with tone of the muscle. Higher levels of strength doesn't mean higher muscle tone. Muscle tone just refers to the tension of the muscle while at rest. But assuming the premise though that you do need this 2-to-1 push to pull ratio, anytime you're holding a weight, RDL, deadlifts, farmer's carry, you're training the so-called pulling muscles. You're more than likely already training the muscles of the posterior shoulder more than you are the anterior. Your lats, rhomboids, teres major and minor, all of the musculature of the posterior side of the body is getting plenty of stimulating reps when you're doing exercises such as deadlifts, RDLs, and Olympic lifts. Doing horizontal and vertical pulling exercises is good, as all strength training is good, and you should include those movements in your training because you're better off training those movements than you are not training those movements. But in terms of what most people need more of, the mainstream strength and conditioning answer of more pulling, more back work because of balance or some other similar answer is flawed. I actually think most people are better off doing more pressing than pulling with their upper body. Most of the upper body pulling exercises are not providing a stimulus to the muscles of the posterior shoulder that is any greater than any ground-based pulling exercise. By ground-based pulling, I'm talking about deadlifts or Olympic lifts, things like that. Those are just my thoughts on that topic. Thanks for watching the video. I'll see you next time.